everyone, welcome to this typing class of CM2. So we have already done a few classes before for typing, so I hope you guys have already watched those videos and are comfortable with the typing now. So if I discuss the recap, so we have already covered basic MS Word shortcuts and we have also learned how to write subscript and superscript in our MS Word with the use of equationator as well and through the normal approach as well, right? Also, I have told you guys how to insert sum, integral or alpha, lambda, both equationator and normal approach. So by now you guys might be comfortable with all these notations, writing some basic equations or a little heavy equations as well, because we have also covered a lot of questions from chapters such as utility theory, measures of investment risk and our portfolio theory, CAPM, asset market models, right? So today's class target would be covering how to write the table or how to solve the answer of runoff triangles in Word. So if I talk about IFOA, so they are allowed to use Excel in their paper A as well. But II has some restrictions regarding this, so they have to stick to the table functionality in their Word itself, okay. They have to use their calculators and all, but IFOA students, they can simply use their Excel to copy paste their runoff table, okay. But copying pasting alone won't award you full marks, they require description or formulas for each step. Each different unique step they want the formula or the description. So I would be teaching you guys what exactly should be the description. And for those who are doing via IAI or some other institute that do not allow use of Excel, then how do you solve the table or how do you form the table in the Word directly? Clear guys? So let's start the class. So in the first section I will be talking about IFOA, okay, how to copy paste the table. Then I would talk about how can you make the similar table in II, and then I will be talking about how to write the steps in between, okay. So I have already prepared a table in the Excel so that my time is basically saved and your time is also saved. So this is a question of ACPC method, okay, average cost per claim method. So I have already made the table, so here you would be having such a lot of tables. So you would be pasting each table. For example, if I want to paste this table, so I just copy it, I open up my Word file, I am writing, for example, I am doing question 1, okay. So I am doing my first part, I am writing ACPC method, okay. Now I have to paste the table, so I will simply paste Control V. I can simply do Control V. Now while pasting, if you use your right side of your mouse, there will be a lot of pasting options, paste as destination file, paste as link. So best option is pasting as C, Control C and Control V, best option. If you are pasting as image, then it's also acceptable, but why it is not preferred? Because at that time you can't edit any of the cells. For example, if I want to edit this cell and I want to write 240 instead of this, so I can simply go to this cell and I can simply change it. But if I am pasting it as image, then I can't change it. So better paste it where I can make editing if required. Clear guys? Similarly, I can paste every single table from my Excel, okay. What I can simply do is I can copy, I have already done this, I will take this, I will copy this and I will simply paste this. Clear guys? Similarly, you can paste rest of the tables. So let me paste the rest of the tables as well. Or what you could have done is you can have just copy pasted everything, and then we can easily explain the steps in the next part. So Control C I have done. I will just go to new page, for example, and I just Control P. Clear guys? So look, I have received whole tables pasted in my Word. Now it is going to this side, that's why I was preferring you guys to use 1 and 1 table, okay, pasting 1 and 1 table each time. This way there is no chance of your text going this side. Clear guys? So I would recommend pasting one table at a time so that you guys will not face a similar situation as mine. Clear? Now if you are giving exams from such an institute where the Excel use is prohibited during your paper A, what you need to do is you go to insert, you get your table and you insert the table according to the number of columns and rows required. For example, if I want to paste this table, so I am requiring 4, 5, 5, 4, 20 columns, right? So I can write 3, 4, 5 and this 4 and I have one other, right? So I will be doing this via, so I can write this row basically shows my accident year, this shows my development year, so I can write in one column development year, here I can write in accidental year, so I will write accident year slash development year, okay. Then I can write my years, so what are my years, let me check, I have written in the wrong direction basically. So this is my development year and basically this is my accident year. Or you can write at the start of the question guys that each row shows my accident year and each column shows my development year. Then you are escaped from this row and this column, okay. So the main task of yours should be explaining them what are you exactly doing. Okay, then you can use your values and you can simply write the values using the calculator, whatever approach you guys use, because I am not going into technicalities. Clear guys? Now coming to what are the steps if I have to write, how to write the steps basically. Okay, so let us write the steps now. So I am telling the steps, how to write steps in ACPC. You can form similar steps for your rest of the methods, okay. Almost steps remain same. So first I would be calculating my outstanding future claims, right. I have to calculate outstanding future claims in total. So first I would be calculating my cost per claim by dividing my total, by dividing my cost claims and my total claims and my cost, that is basically, let me show you the table. So I would be getting my cost per claim by dividing this amount with this amount basically. Clear guys? Is it clear? I would be getting my cost per claim amount by dividing these two amounts. So simply I will do that. So I will write, so my first step will basically become first dividing total basically claim amount, which is your table number. You can also write this is my table number 1, okay, table number 1 with the number of claims, that is my table 2, okay, or table 3, whatever the table is, because you would be arranging in first, second, third, fourth, right. You will be arranging one table below another, no? That's why that becomes my first table, second table, third table, okay. So basically we are dividing each entry with the corresponding entry. This basically means if I am dividing, I would be dividing my first row, first column entry with the first row, first column entry of the second table, okay, entry, to get the average cost per claim, which is my ACPC. Clear? This is your first step. Then you will be pasting up the table of the amount you are getting by dividing these two tables, okay. So this is your average claim amount. So basically I would be pasting this table below this. So I copied it and I pasted it. Clear? I can ignore this ultimate for now because I won't be reading, I would be getting to ultimate after this step. So what is my next step? My next step would be calculating the grossing up factors. So I have to write everything regarding the grossing up factors. How did I calculate the grossing up factors? Okay. So my years are 2014, 15 and 16. So I am writing the statement. Note that, or if I not write, note that the grossing up factor for my first year, basically 2014, is taken to be the same as that of earlier years. 2014, I will take it as 2015, because I take same grossing up factors for the first year, right? Same as that of 2014, right? And I would also mention the development year. Basically, I have to mention the development year, right? So my last development year is basically 2. So I would take is as 1 and this as 1. Basically, whatever you are doing in numericals, you have to explain that in words. Clear? So grossing taken to the same of grossing factors at 1, and I would now be talking about next step grossing factors. So grossing up factor for 2015 0 is basically the average of grossing up factors of 2014 just a second, it will become 2016. Okay, you have to be very aware of the years 2015 1, 2015 0 and 2014 0. Okay, so this is how we do is. So I have also mentioned how am I getting my grossing up factors. Okay. Similarly, if I would be having my development factors, so how I would be writing about my development factors, I would be writing the whole formula. Okay, how am I getting my F1? You have to write the entries. Here you will be writing the values and how by how much amount they are being divided. So you basically do sum up these and reduce a digit and then sum up those, right? So if you are summing up, so you have to write what values you are summing up. For example, 1, 2, 3 and 4 you are summing up and you are dividing it by 1 plus 2 plus 3. So you have to show this. Either you show it in equation editor or you show it in normal approach. You can show, for example, if you are having same formula, like for development factors, you have to use different values, like, and there is no pattern in the different values, right, which you can explain. If you can explain the pattern, then go for it. Otherwise, easiest approach would be writing these values which you are adding basically. Okay. So I would recommend for those who are using Excel, please, the common mistake student usually did is they use Excel. That's okay. If you are allowed to use Excel, go for it. Otherwise, you have to show calculation. If you are not showing calculation, they would be deducting marks that are allotted for the calculation or the explanation of the steps. Now look, I had to calculate a lot of grossing of factors, okay, but if I have written this statement, they will understand that I know the process of writing up the grossing of factors, okay. That's what actually required with you in the exam. Clear? Similarly, if you are showing 1 or 2 F or F1, F2, F0, so they will be knowing, okay, you know the development factors. So even if you have time constraint and you are not able to write all the steps, please at least make sure you are writing one formula for every unique formula that you are using while making the table. You are actually writing that. Clear, guys? I hope this is clear. Is that okay? If you have any doubt in this, please mention in the comment box and we will get back to you. And similarly, you can do Born-Hader-Ferguson question because these involves calculation basically. So you can do that. Or II students, you can also do one more thing if you don't want to explain anything in words, because it may be difficult to explain what you are doing mathematically in Word. So what you guys can do is, while you are doing the table, for example, first is dividing the two terms. So you can simply show 2015 divided by 2014 and then you are getting your payment. Okay, so you can show your calculation in the table itself. Clear? Now if you have been asked 10 entries and they use same formula, then you can show 1 or 2 entries as the formula and rest entries as normal entries. Okay, you can write at the start that all the entries using formula this, and you can show one example and then write rest of the values as it is. That's also acceptable. Is that okay? Now there's one more thing in your CM2, that is runoff theory, that is writing your statistical model. So that statistical model is basically Cij. Okay, so this involves the use of subscript and superscript. So let me show you the notations for this once, so that everything in the chapter gets covered. So yes, let's write this. This is basically Cij, and we have is equal to Rj, Si, Xi plus j and Eij. So basically students confuse how to write these, and they usually write less than what is actually required. Okay, so if they are asking you a statistical model, so you will first write the statistical model. So using subscript and superscript, you can simply write this, right? There is no big task in writing these, either from the normal approach or from the equationator. And now if you are not using subscript and superscript as well, you can simply write this, give adequate spaces, and they will understand your notation. Okay. Now here, while writing such thing, you have to clearly mention what is your Cij, what is your Rj, what is your Si, what is your Xi plus j and Eij. That's what basically I want to tell you. So this is Rj is basically development factor for year j. So let me note that, because this also comes in typing, basically typing in presentation. So this is my development factor. How did I get this arrow sign? I used this minus sign. I used my greater than sign. It automatically converts into arrow. Okay. Otherwise, even if it is not converting into arrow, this is also acceptable. Okay. Or you could use colon, or you could simply use this. Okay. I prefer this. For which year, you have to also mention that. For year j. Similarly, you will writing as I. This is basically your claim or parameter varying. Okay. So this is basically parameter. This is basically claim number. Okay. Claims number or whatever it is. Claim amount or claim number depending on the table. Okay. In year I. Okay. Then coming to Xi plus j, this is basically your inflation factor, and coming to your Eij, this is your basically error term. Okay, so this is what I need to tell you guys, is that you have to explain everything. If you are doing a mathematical answer, even if you are using Excel, you have to show and explain every step of yours, every formula of yours. Okay, so this video was basically designed to tell you guys is that how can you explain your steps using this description, and you need to explain these steps using this description. So I would advise you guys prepare such descriptions in advance, so that in exam you do not have to think about these descriptions. Okay, is that clear guys? Because in advance, if you are thinking, you are solving the question as well, you are thinking of the description as well, and then you have to type the description as well. So better you be prepared about the description, because a runoff is a chapter that is a lot more probable to come in your paper A exam. Okay, so it's better to prepare such descriptions for all your methods. So basically the 4 methods you have: basic chain ladder, inflation method, and you have ACPC method, and you have BF method, right? So for these 4 methods, you should be prepared with your assumptions, you should be prepared with your descriptions of steps and you should be prepared with your statistical model representation. So if that's okay, let's wrap up this class for today guys. Let's meet in next class with a new topic and with our new notations. Thank you. Please practice hard with your typing and start typing if you have not still done that. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.